video, I'm going to talk about the physical changes that happen at the synapse during memory acquisition, so during learning. So the first one that we'll talk about is enlarged structures at the synapse. So there are a few things that can happen here, and I'll describe 3 that might happen. So the first one, ABC, is that when the brain is being trained to do a new thing or learn a new thing, in the relevant neural circuit, the presynaptic axon terminal is releasing a lot of neurotransmitters so that these connections can be made more quickly, or so that we can make new connections. So the first thing that might happen is that the presynaptic axon terminal is releasing more neurotransmitters. So that's just the first thing that might happen. It's very likely to happen. So here we have synapse, presynaptic, postsynaptic, and here we have an increase in release of neurotransmitters. The next thing that might happen is that in response to this, the postsynaptic dendrite is going to enlarge in order to account for the increase of neurotransmitters. So this enlarge, as you can see, it's bigger to account for more neurotransmitters. And then another thing that might happen is that the presynaptic axon terminal is also going to enlarge because it has to release a lot more neurotransmitters than it previously was. So that's the last thing in this section. So these are both enlarged from the first state. Hopefully that's clear. Okay. The second thing that might occur is an increased number of neuronal connections. So increase number of neuronal connections. So before we are learning something, the situation might look something like this. So we have a connection here, and then we have a dendrite here that's not involved in a connection with another axon terminal. But after we are learning something, or while we're learning something, so that's an arrow. After we learn something, this is going to change. It's likely to change such that there are more neuronal connections. So this will encourage learning and will allow us to learn something more quickly if we have more connections, more neurotransmitters being released and picked up. So hopefully that's clear. And then the third thing that might happen is that an interneuron can get involved. Interneuron modulates the polarization of the presynaptic neuron. So modulates polarization. So what that means is that another neuron would change the resting membrane potential of the presynaptic neuron and make it so that during each action potential that the presynaptic neuron fires, more neurotransmitters are released. So it looks something like this. So as you can see, this interneuron is releasing, is changing the membrane potential of this neuron, and therefore, this neuron is releasing more neurotransmitters per action potential. So I'll put over here more neurotransmitters per nerve impulse. Great, so those are 3 things that might happen when we are learning something. So 1, enlarge structures at the synapse. 2, increased number of neuronal connections, making more connections as we learn. And then 3, an interneuron would modulate the polarization, meaning that more neurotransmitters are released. So yeah, those are the 3 things. Thank you for watching.